dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. London City Police arrested Casey Bird early this morning following a crash that killed Officer Logan Medlock on South Main Street in London. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox details what officials know about the crash and how the community is reacting.
Officer Logan Medlock was on duty Sunday morning when his cruiser was hit by Tennessee man Casey Bird. The two vehicles were pushed into a cemetery alongside the road where police found them, and Medlock was declared dead at the scene. He was 26.
We had a tragedy where a fellow officer was killed in the line of duty.
Medlock was a legacy officer. His father, Randy Medlock, is the assistant police chief in London. Although he was just in the force for 3 years, that legacy will continue living on.
Logan was a outstanding police officer, and we love him, and we're heartbroken.
Some community members have already placed flowers and balloons at the crash site as a sign of respect for Medlock.
I just wanted to come out and show that I care, that I support our police officers, I support our community.
Tammy only met Officer Medlock once, but that was enough to leave a heartwarming impression.
What I known of him was just that one encounter, and that encounter was very strong, and he was so kind, he was considerate. He said, he shook my hand, told me to have a good night, be safe going home.
That support goes a long way in helping other officers persevere through tragedy.
The amazing amount of people reaching out to us already, it's unbelievable.
Logan Medlock is survived by his wife Courtney and his 5-year-old son Brantley. In London, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Casey Bird has been charged with murder of a police officer and operating a vehicle under the influence. Kentucky State Police are continuing the investigation. In Moorhead, the fire department, along with other officials, are working to put out a large woodland fire between Sugarloaf Mountain Road and Bullfork. Officials say to expect smoky conditions in the area. As of right now, there are no structures at risk. The fire department says the Kentucky Division of Forestry is on the scene working on containment. They expect the fire to be contained at some point today. Hopefully the little bit of rain we're getting will help. Officials ask to not burn anything outdoors today or at night until the county ban has ended.
Well, the forecast is soggy as we close out the weekend. Widespread showers are likely as we go into this evening. Here's a live look right now over in Moorhead at I-64 in Rowan County. Looking at some gloomy conditions, a cloudy sky, some showers not too far away. Current temperature at 66 degrees over in Moorhead, 65 in Pikeville, 64 in Jackson, and 63 over in Somerset. Here is a look at satellite and radar. It's not going to rain all evening, but notice we have bands of showers rolling across the region, and those will continue into this evening off and on and into tonight as well. So be sure to pack the umbrella if you have any plans. We stay cloudy under, looking at plenty of rainfall as well as we go into tonight. Temperatures falling into the middle and upper 50s, and we are looking at more showers into your Monday as well. I have that full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton? Definitely some much needed rainfall. Thank you, Cameron.
Dozens of families are living at the Carr Creek Campground and the Mide Adventure Park following July's devastating flood. But Knott County officials are working to make things comfortable for them, especially as the holidays draw near. Families were able to take part in trunk or treat festivities at the two locations this weekend. Knott County Judge Executive Jeff Dobson says several community organizations and church groups hope to step up to help these communities experience a joyful Thanksgiving and Christmas as well.
They're still trying to come out of the shell shock from losing their homes and maybe even a family member. But, you know, we're going to make sure that we provide something for all of these families and all these kids. No one is going to be left without.
Knott County Judge Executive Jeff Dobson adds while several flood victims are transitioning into permanent housing, there's no definite timeline as to how long people will be living at these two Knott County locations. Well, Halloween is tomorrow, and if you and the kids are thinking about hitting some of the big trick-or-treat spots, we've got some tips to keep you and your family safe. One of the first best practices is to make sure you and your children wear bright colors or use glow sticks. Make sure their buckets or bags to collect their candy is bright so drivers can see them. If you're driving around neighborhoods, drive slow. Be on the lookout for kids and families. One of the busiest spots in the state for trick-or-treating is Hillcrest in Louisville, where they see thousands of people throughout the creepy season. A woman who lives on Hillcrest says she wasn't prepared for how popular Halloween is on that street.
We would buy candy, but we would end up giving it all away to kids in the family because we didn't have trick-or-treaters. And we moved here, and I didn't know it, my husband knew it, but here, every Halloween there are thousands of trick-or-treaters.
If you're going trick-or-treating this Halloween, remember to pick up your trash and try your best to stay out of the streets when trick-or-treating. What started as a fundraising opportunity for one Eastern Kentucky teachers' Esports club is now a full-fledged business. Nathan Little of Perry County is the owner of Queen City Streams, where he hosts in-person and online gaming competitions and tournaments. The business began in 2019 and has grown to host events with hundreds of gamers from all over the nation.
It's crazy. I never thought that I would be able to do this. You know, I never thought, especially from here in Eastern Kentucky, that I'd be hooked up with all these people from all over the country, and it's been something to watch.
Little is also a finalist for the Invest 606 pitch competition this April. I'm sure we'll hear more about him then, where he will give a presentation on Queen City Streams in hopes of earning the grand prize. The Judds brought their farewell tour to Rupp Arena last night. The Judds were hit with tragedy earlier this year after Ashland native Naomi Judd died by suicide in April following a struggle with mental illness. Last night's show was the only one to feature Grammy winner Faith Hill. Fans say it was a great way to celebrate Judd's impact on country music.
The energy about Wynonna Judd is outstanding. That it's just a great place to be and a great moment. And we all know Naomi Judd grew up not too far from here, so it's a moment to celebrate and to heal.
The tour will finish off on February 25th in Hollywood, Florida. Happening tonight at 7, Nashville will be paying tribute to Loretta Lynn. Lynn died at the age of 90 on October 4th. Many of the biggest names in country will be gathered at the Grand Ole Opry to pay tribute. The event will be live at 7 p.m. on CMT. A dog and her puppies had been left by a creek in Pulaski County. That's when a local shelter jumped in to help. Anita works at Paws for the Cause in Lexington. She says this year has been harder than ever for rescues. This week alone, they've taken in 6 dogs that were left on the side of the road or near the woods in Pulaski County. But she says it's the kind acts of Good Samaritans that animals like these ones were saved.
Those puppies wouldn't have had a chance. So this story could have turned out really, really bad, but because a village of animal-loving people got involved between transporters, Good Samaritans, and rescues to get these animals into safe havens.
Right now, Paws for the Cause is caring for over 60 animals. Anita says it might be the highest number they've ever had. Anita says there's also a county animal shelter in Pulaski County where people are able to bring their animals if needed. Coming up at 6, a study shows Kentucky families have an average of $500 in medical debt. How medical debt forgiveness programs work.
And we are tracking some showers as we close out the weekend. I have that full first alert forecast coming up.